Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Friday night after work. Just kind of sat down to chill out, but when I got home from work, I brought in my Musk Maple from the garden. I'm gonna do a bit of work on it inside tonight because on Tuesday evening is the club's meeting, and they're doing a bit of a winter image show. So I think I'm gonna participate, put the Musk Maple into the show. So it just needs a bit of a autumn tidy up. The extension's pretty long, so I'm just gonna tidy it up a bit, get it ready for the winter, and also ready for a show in a few days' time. So yeah, I'm just gonna finish my cup of tea, and then we'll get started on that. I might need to do a bit of wiring on the tree as well, but we'll see it as we go along. So yeah, thought I'd do that. Also today in the mail I got Adam from Notion Bonsai got his book. So interested to read that. So I'll just quickly. So here we go. Let's have a look at the book. I've not actually had a look yet. So I saw this advertised on Nigel's video the other day, so I thought I'd place an order and buy it myself. Signed there by Adam. Very nice. So yeah, quite excited to read this. I've not read a bonsai book for quite some time. I'm kind of reading a book at the moment. I say kind of because I tend to get books with the intention of reading them, but then I just end up watching bonsai videos on YouTube. So at the moment I'm just reading Francis Tophill's book, The Container Gardener. I want to get more into my gardening. I'm looking to do an RHS course over the winter and try and get into that field of work. Change jobs. So yeah, so just doing a bit of reading on this sort of stuff. So yeah. Plus, I have a bit of a crush on Frances, so anything she's written, I'll read. Oh, there's the kitty. He's just come in. We've got a bit of a storm going on at the moment again. So, just as I've sort of tidied the garden up, another storm returns. You okay, Binksy? So yeah, he's just been out for a minute. Yeah, not long. He's decided to come in and get snug, but I've got a feeling once I get on the camera in the kitchen, he'll probably wonder what I'm doing and come and have a little nosy. So, just while I'm filming it, I'm in pyjamas. I thought I'd show you the latest fish tank I've got going on. It's looking quite good at the moment. It's about probably, hello kitty, 2 months running now. The plants are growing like crazy, so it does need a little snip and replant. Oh, there's a pea puffer. If you can see him, he's wondering if Dad's gonna feed him some bloodworms. But now it's doing well. I've had a lot of brown algae going on in it lately, but last weekend I bought a couple of Otto Cinclus, never to be seen again, but they seem to have been doing a good job on it this week. So that sort of stuff there was all over that moss in the background. I'm starting to sort of encroach on this. So it is slowly disappearing. Let's see if I can get a little celestial pearl Danio there, the male. Very nice. Yeah, I just thought I'd show you a little clip. I've got a few other tanks going, but they are looking a little bit rough. They're probably going to get kind of torn down soon, and I don't know. I might try and get a large tank. This is like a nano size tank. I might try and get like a 300 litre tank or something, but I don't know. We'll see. It's being bothered to do all the way. Oh, one of me epiphyte plants has come up there. I need to put that back. But yeah, just thought I'd give you a little look at that tank. I'm quite pleased with it at the moment. I suppose it gets it on video as well before it possibly goes a bit wrong and might turn into an algae bomb. It shouldn't do it. It's been doing all right. So yeah, I just thought I'd show you that. But we'll go to the kitchen and we'll have a look at this musk maple. Right, so we're in the kitchen. I've got this new potting tray, which I bought for on the potting table in the garden, but for the springtime when I'm actually repotting the trees, just to collect all the soil, so I'm not having to brush it all up every time I repot a tray. But just took it out of the car. It's come in kind of handy this evening to put it in the kitchen. It's quite big, so it's just on the hob on the top of the cooker, and actually it works quite well, so I might be able to work on a few trees in here over the autumn and the winter. It probably even fit in, well, not my biggest trees, but certainly my big hornbeam should fit in here. It would take up quite a bit of room, but so this is the musk maple. We've not worked on this on the SB-Bonsai channel yet. I've owned this since, well, roughly this time last year actually. It's had a good growing season. So when I bought it this time last year, didn't really know what to do with it in terms of care for the winter. So I put it in our hallway / porch, which does stay very cool compared to like the rest of the house is boiling. Like I'm sweating right now because I've just had the heating on, but that's off now. But the problem in there is, even though it was cool, the tree started to wake up quite quick. So oh no, no, that's not right. That I actually had it in the living room, which was too warm. Would have been next to the patio doors, so it got a bit of light as well, and the tree started waking up. So then I moved it to the porch where it was cooler. It did grow a little bit, but then it just sort of managed to stop itself. It's grown fine this year. I've worked on it this year at least once, maybe twice. Kitty, what are you doing? But I think this year it's going to be a case of, from what I've seen, it's basically fine outside, apart from when you get into like frost kind of temperatures. So it will go into the cold frame in those kind of temperatures, which it could actually be like that tonight. I've not checked the weather, but it's only like 6 degrees today. So I feel like it might be quite cold tonight. So yeah, I'll probably just put it in the porch for tonight. Reason being is because on this video I'm probably not going to do any of the weeding and that, but I will do it ready for the show. I'm not sure if I'll moss the tree because it's just a club show, and in the spring this is going to be repotted. I don't like the pot that it's in. It's too deep. I don't. Oh, Kitty, you're not loud up there, lad. On the kitchen worktops. Get down. So yeah, it needs a new pot. Oi! Why don't you go and get snugged up? I knew you'd do this. Wondering what your dad's doing. So yeah, if anyone's got any nice pots for sale, Binks, they're not for you. Let me know. I am keeping an eye out for something. I've not really found anything just yet. That smell like bacon. So yeah, yeah, needs a repot. So I probably won't moss it for the show. I'll just weed it. There's no point really. At least then I can monitor the watering over the winter before it's repot in spring when it wakes up. So I'll Binks, what? Bloody hell. Looks like we've got a helper. This is because, he's not outside. If he's not outside, he's got too much energy, and that just makes him a little bugger. So that's Binks. No, come on, you're not allowed on the kitchenware. Come on, don't be naughty. Come here. And say hi to the camera. You smell of bacon now. Look, camera Binksy. So yeah. Anyway, so I'll get on with pruning this. So, excuse me, where are you? From the point of view of this camera, I've got a bit of wire in here, which is my front marker. So, I mean, it doesn't look kind of perfect on camera. It's hard to kind of see. Maybe if it was zoomed in more, it'd be fine. But yeah, but that's my front looking in that way. I've chosen that from what I remember because it gives me this back branch. I've kind of got like a side one here. I think originally the front would have just been straight on here, but I just preferred it just a bit slight sort of oh, you don't be jumping up. A bit of an angle change. So yeah, that's the front in there. So yeah, so let's get started. I've got a frog in my throat. So our first branch comes out here. Oh, he's gonna be a little bugger, isn't he? Flows around nicely. We have got, unfortunately, we've got a bud just here, almost on the inside of this curve of this branch. I should probably get rid of that. The only thing is, this tree is, oh, Binksy, what? Go on. You naughty kitty. Yeah, go and get snugged up. You've had your food again, chunky. Yeah, so we've got this little bud here. It's pointing back in, which isn't ideal, but this tree's kind of got a bit of a windswept look to it. So I'm wondering if I could keep that. I could kind of bring in a branch here. When I bought this tree, this branch was basically very weak. There really wasn't a lot going on for it. There was a couple like that. For example, this one above it hasn't really got a lot going on it. Yeah, like all this is just looking dead, which is a shame. So I'm trying to sort of get some more growth to build the energy up in the branch, and also maybe be able to push the growth back, but I still quite like this kind of swoop. See, I like this one here, flows round to here. So I quite like that. So, but I think for now, like, that bud will keep. And we'll just see kind of how it looks next growing season. So there's actually two buds. There's one kind of pointing down and back in, and then there's one up there. And there's potentially, I think there's another one here. So, well, that's good. So we'll leave them buds there for now till it grows in the spring. We've got this little branch that comes out with a bud on it, so that's fine. There is a little tiny stump that I could take off, but it's so close to that bud that I will just leave that just for now. Binksy, go and get snugged up, lad. So after that little branch, which we'll leave, coming around to this curve, we've got this. It's an awkward place because it's not on the inside of a curve, but it's not far off. But it's kind of like, what can I do with it, you know? So if I was to cut back to the, like, say these buds back here, well, the left one would have to go because it's right on the inside of a I'm just watching the cat, sorry. into this branch, but it just wouldn't be ideal. So what I'm thinking is, rather than kind of either get rid of the branch or just be kind of like wasted growth on the buds, I think I'm actually going to wire it, and then maybe take it back. But at least like I've got another branch further back, which not replace this, but it's there should need be, and it fills out this a little bit more. So I'll get some wire and then I'll come back for that one. Okay, so I've got the wire. Kitty's being a bugger, wants to go out but doesn't want to go out in a storm, but so I might have to go again in a minute if he decides to go back to the back door. So I've got this wire. I can't remember what size it is. It's only a thin one. But a trick that I've learned for your wiring is to know which thickness you need for a branch. If you get a bit of wire, push against the branch. If the branch moves but the wire doesn't move, then that's the right thickness of wire you need. But if you was to push, say like this branch, see how the branch doesn't move but the wire does, that wouldn't be right for it. So, oh bloody hell, Bings, what are you doing? You being naughty. So yeah, we'll wire up this branch. Yeah, so I won't need a lot, so I'm just going to cut off a little bit. First time I've actually wired on the YouTube channel, actually. So we'll just come back to, we're just going to wire it just along this thick branch. Just make a bit of a hope of cutting off wire off now. This is a bit different for a Friday evening. Kind of couldn't be bothered, but I've had this tree on my mind lately, and now I've got a feeling this won't be long enough. What, lad? So I thought, you know what, I need to do it. If I'm going to put it in the show, it needs to be done. So here we are. There we go. Rookie mistake. It's not long enough, so I'm just going to take that off and get a longer piece of wire. Thought it would have been long enough, but because I've come quite far back on the main branch, it's not, which is fine. I'm not bothered about wasting wire. It doesn't get wasted anyway. It makes markers for pots and whatever. But I know if you like professional, they don't like wasted wire. But I'm not a professional, and I never ever wire my trees. So this is a kind of not a first, but well, it is for the channel. Well, there you go. Well, made a mistake already, but it is what it is. You watching what I'm doing, right? You can't play with that. So a much longer piece now, so try it again. So we just need to, you got to be so careful because you don't want to knock any of your buds. If you do that, then you've buggered yourself in the spring, if it's a bud you need. So I've wired trees before, but not many. It's not really Binksy. I don't need your help, little one. Yeah, I've not. How am I going to do this? See, this is what I mean. Like, I'm not really advanced with me wiring, but I don't particularly like doing it. I just, some people love it, but it just doesn't do anything for me personally. I appreciate what it can do for a tree, but it's a skill I should probably improve on. I am going to be wiring my my big hornbeam as well. Hey, so that'll be coming up on the channel soon, because I want to actually, I'm going to cut some of that off, get that tree ready for a photo, because the Newark Bonsai show, or there's a video on Instagram from Josh. I think I saw it last week when I was off ill from work, and he said, you know, like, don't be shy, get your trees sent to us, let's see what you've got. So I thought, well, I may as well put my name forward for a decent show sort of thing. So it'd be my first kind of main public display, I think, actually. So yeah, I think I'll probably put that forward for that, but I need to just tidy it up a bit first, make sure my shoots are out and not crossing and that, and then put a picture forward, and then if we're accepted we'll go from there. So that's wired up now. Probably not perfect, it's okay, but this bit in this junction, it isn't ideal, but it is what it is. So we'll cut off that little bit there. Binksy, what are you doing? I was looking at my trees that are on the kitchen windowsill for the winter. He's a little bugger, he is. Oi! What? Get out of the sink. Why are you being naughty? Hang on a minute, I'm going to put him outside, just a second. Right, he hasn't gone out, he doesn't want to, but he is being a little bit of a pest. He's such a good boy, but when he's occupied. Yeah, no, yeah, I'm talking about you. I don't know what you want me to do. I can't do anything about the weather, lad. It is autumn. So we've moved this branch up now, give it a bit more of a flow to match these. So that's nice. I'm not going to trim it back either. I'm quite happy with that because it matches these. So that's good. Where have my scissors gone? Blind. Right, so yeah, I'm happy with that. So now we'll come up to this branch. We've got a division to 2. Annoyingly, I think this back one is actually a goner, which I'm gutted about. But it is what it is. There's no point leaving it on as dead as it, so I may as well take it back and we'll create division in the future. So I'll have to take that off, sadly. I'll prune it back in stages just to be sure, but it looks and feels pretty, yeah, there's nothing in that. Just go further back on this. Yeah, it's gone. So we'll take that back flush. Like so, yeah. So that one's sadly gone. Okay, so now this becomes the division 1 to 2. Now, do I want to? Nah, I don't know, because it flows that way as well across the front. So I think we'll leave. I'm just wondering if to wire this one, you see. Bloody hell. Now there's a bug in here, it must have come off this tree. Some big fly thing. Yeah, we don't want you. Right. Jeez, getting a lot of distractions, Binksy. Right, okay, so this this next main branch, we've got a little bit of an old stump we can nip out. I've got another bit there I can just clean up like so. Now we've got trident 1 to 3, so typically you want to take out the middle one, from what I understand with maples. So I will do that, because if I take out either the left one or the right one, then the branches are a bit too close, so this gives a bit of space. So I'll get in there and take out that one. Cleans that up. Now, yeah, that's a bud, so we'll leave that one. That's only short anyway. And then this one, you can see all these previous nodes where the leaves came from. So it'll just be a case, I think, of trimming back to them. Now there was a lot of leaves on here, so what I've never understood is why do you always trim back to the second set of leaves? Is the first set like a lot weaker and there's a less chance of it actually budding out again or something? Or I've never quite understood that. I've never actually heard the reason for it. So if someone knows or could let me know, I'd appreciate that. Because I'm tempted to come back to here and then it'd be the same length as this shoot opposite. But then it's kind of like, or do I just go back to that? I'll go back to this one and we'll just see what happens and what the difference is, I suppose, between these two branches. I'll probably get to the show now and someone will go, oh, you should have took that back further, and make me look like an idiot. But I'm just experimenting because what's he doing in there now? Playing with plugs. Yeah. And I don't mind because it's kind of giving me that flow into here, so that's fine. So that's that branch. I'm tempted to wire it just back a bit, but I honestly don't think it makes that much difference, and it's kind of giving it a bit more light being back here. So for now I'm happy with that. Now the next branch up, this one. Still recording, aren't we? I've had to stop it that many times for the kid. Yeah, we've got this branch coming out, which was really nice. Bit of subtle movement to it and that. Unfortunately, that is another one that's appears to be dead. It's tempting to leave it because it's so nice, but what's the point? Do you know what I mean? It's tricky, isn't it? Because this is kind of more of a typical Japanese style tree. So it's like an impression, like an artistic impression of a tree, whereas if it was a more natural style, you could probably leave it and it might kind of add something to it because you do get dead branches. So I'm kind of like, should I be a bit different and leave it? But is there any kind of point? It's just if I get rid of that, this branch then just becomes really kind of insignificant. The only thing I could do is like I could wire this one out a bit, but then it's kind of very just long and straight then. It's just tricky, isn't it? With the style of the tree being more Japanese, you don't typically leave dead branches on deciduous trees. Kind of like, what's the point? Tricky. I'm just going to remove it. But just to be sure, we'll come back in stages. I'm not sure why these actually died off. This is how some of them were when I bought it. Yeah, that's gone. Yeah, I'm not sure why. There's already been a few that have like taken off, but nothing too kind of serious, if you like. Yeah, there's no green in that, so back we go to living tissue. It's a shame, it was a nice branch that. There we go, into green. So yeah, so it's a shame, but yeah, I don't know why it's died off. Could be many reasons. So now we've got this one now. I could move it. I don't want to massively get into wiring because You know, I prefer my clip and grow. I actually quite like that as it is. You just got to be careful that the bit that is live doesn't get shaded out too much by the growth above it. So I'm going to leave that. I'm not bothered about just a slight bit of... Because the thing is, if I pull it back anyway, it's straightening the branch out more and it doesn't look so kind of natural then. It's just going to be really long. What I need to do is kind of grow it out, get the energy, prune it back, and hope that I get back budding, like back here, and build something out, but that might just take a bit of time. So we've got a little stub in here. Kind of clean that up a bit, excuse me. I can see this branch is quite weak. Like after a growing season, there's not an awful lot going on for it. So I'm gonna have to leave this tip here. I'm just gonna take off this sort of little stump here. Wasn't a good cut. And then that leaves me 2 buds. Yeah, 2 buds there for spring, so that's fine. So that's that little branch. Now, if I just turn the pot a little bit, we've got this back branch. Oh god, he's snugged up on the sofa now. Yeah, we've got this back branch. Now, the first thing is we've got a tiny little bud here, kind of pointing down. And it is inside of a curve, so I think... Yeah, I don't think we need that. Plus, we've already got 2 branches here that'll just create a trident. So I can just pick that bud out. That's fine. We'll come along. Ah, see, another branch that appears to be gone. Bloody hell. Oh. I think these are all ones that I'd sort of like left, like pruned it and left hoping that like something would come. Like I've given it time, I've given it a season. But obviously nothing's come of them. Such a shame because they were really nice branches, important branches as well. Might not end up putting this in the show after this. Oh, gutted about that. Oh, now I should have kept that bud. Oh, Sean. Oh, well. There's nothing I can do now. Just have to take this off. Oh, if I'd have kept that bud, at least I could have grown something in its sort of place next year, you know. There's still like a remainder of the bud left behind, but I don't think anything will grow from that. But I'll just leave that tiny little stub just in case, just under here. God, I can't believe that. It's still okay. It still looks fine. It's just yeah, a couple of nice branches gone there. So now we've got this one, some nice movement going on. Now we come up to our first branch, this back one here. I'm going to, excuse me, see how I could wire all these tips, but I'm just going to try and clip and grow it, really. I just wanted to do this one because it was such like an awkward position and it would be a shame to just get rid of the branch, so that's why I wired that one. But for the rest of them, I'm trying clip and grow them. For the sake of just putting a little bit of movement in, I'm just going to try and do it this way. So we've got an old leaf scar, but we divide into 2. We've kind of got like an upper branch and a lower branch, which is fine. We kind of twisted a bit, so they'll get light. So I think it's a case of like we'll come back to the second bud here, like so, and we've got a leaf scar and then another one further out, so come back to here. That'll give us 2 new ones. So then the branch coming off that, like the next one along, is this one. I'll try and take out the little stub in the middle if I can. You can, I think I've mentioned it before, you can get like a little stub cleaning, like Japanese tool, to get those for me division. I could do with getting them because you always end up with just a little bit left behind, which is quite annoying, but you never see anyone really use them. Maybe it is just professionals in Japan and stuff that have the tools like that, but you don't really tend to see people have them. But I might invest in a pair of them. But anyway, so on this one we divide into 2. I don't know if the camera can really see. Where am I? So this branch here. So we divide into 2. We've got a set of buds, I think I'll come back to the first set because I want to keep those. I don't want long branches. I want to try and keep them quite short. So first set on that, and the same for this one. Okay, so that cleans that up. And then if we follow the main branch around, we've got another division into 2. So this one here is where it will kind of swoop. So that bud has a bit of colour to it. Kind of. But we've got leaf scars, top bud. So we'll take off the top bud, get 2 new branches out here, and then like this one then can follow that kind of flow. And then we've got a little stub from the past prune in the middle there. And then same again really, back to the second set, like so. You can see how that kind of is going to go that way. And then back down the branch out to this one, which has got the nice movement, which will flow that way round. Now, I've got a bit of a different one, this one. We've got an old stub. I can get in there, take that out. So out the middle of them. So we've got a bud here, a bud there, very, very tiny. So I don't know if they're weak being so short, because I haven't pruned this a month, so if it's not grown that much, the energy's gone to this. So I think we'll leave them, but I'll prune this one back here, and in the spring I'll kind of see what happens in this section, whether they're really weak and this is strong, or because if I take this one off but they're too weak, I don't want to lose that branch as well. So we'll leave that for that. So I'm quite happy with that. We've got on there like a little bud further back, which could be used one day. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. It's a shame that that internode's a bit long, and this one just a little bit, but yeah, that back branch is fine. So if I turn you back round to kind of the front, I don't know how well you can see on camera the back branch. I'll show you properly at the end anyway. I'm just going to turn it to about there so I can see. So 1 branch, 2 branch, back branch. So the next one up is where things get a bit busier. So our first one is this here. So this has got some nice wind movement there. So we've got a bud here. Just try and clean up that old like pruning scar a little bit. Yeah, so we've got a bud here pointing out, so that's fine. We've got leaf scar, leaf scar. I think we'll go to this one because that one actually points up. This one would go out, that one is kind of up and down, but we can get rid of the down bit when that grows. Keep the up bit, and that'll kind of, so we'll go back to that, like so. Keep that bud. I just want to try and clean up the little, oh, I don't want bits of tree all over the kitchen. Just clear, yeah, that's fine. Okay. And then the branch alongside that, oh, that's quite busy. We've got a branch pointing downwards, so I'm going to remove that for starters. Get in there. Yeah, so that removes that little bud. It would just go down into this branch. We've got an old sort of dead stub here, so I'll just take that off, like so. And then we've got this new bud here. We've got this bit in the back which looks like I've pruned it before and nothing's happened, so I think we should be able to take that out. It's like an old branch that got going but didn't, so it's green, but on that stronger bud, so that's fine. So we've got division to 2 and both are going that way, so that's good. Next one along would be, oh, this one's vigorous. So this one comes up, we've got a dead section by the, wrong tool, by the looks of it here. So yeah, no hyphen that. So we'll take that back. Yeah. Take that back to there. So the living part is this. So we've got leaf scar like that, top bottom. This one here is a bit far out, so we'll go back to there. So a top and a bottom. And then I'll remove the bottom when that gets going. Back down the branch out to this main branch, we've got a part here which we can remove because that's indefinitely dead. Yep. Yeah, so the missus in work till, what time are we on now? Wow, it's 8 o'clock already. Till I think 9 o'clock. So I thought I'd do a bit of this and then, because I don't know what I'm doing this weekend. I've got a couple of things to do and I don't want to really be outside anyway. So this is ideal, being able to do this, and it would be nice to have either greenhouse or like an outbuilding that I could do this kind of stuff in, but I'm not fortunate enough to have something like that at the moment. So this is fine, this will do. Right, so we've cleaned out that dead branch here. Now we've got another little bit up here which we can take out. Just get on the angle there. So yeah, she should probably be home in an hour and a half, probably just as I'm finishing this. Right, and then, well, the first branch is this one. So this one kind of sweeps under that. Trying to see what's going on with it. Is that a bud? I think this is like a dead. Is this dead? This bit. I do wonder how you got so many dead parts to this tree. Wonder if part of it was me and not just the past owner. Because that bit was like fresh growth, but like nothing there. Not this old kind of grey growth. Okay, so that cleans that up. We have got a bit of a bud here, so we can keep that. And then obviously we've got this really long growth here. Which bud do we want to come back to though? We'll go to this one, keep it short. Okay, and then we've got a division there. Don't know if that's a bud or not. I don't actually know. No, so that part there is also dead. So we'll take off that section, which is fine. It's not too bad being on the inside of the tree because we've got a lot going on. So a bit of green in there, just no buds. That's fine anyway. Right, so back down that branch, and then we've got this one that kind of twists over. You shouldn't have crossing branches, but no tree in nature is kind of perfect and not crossing. So as long as it's not really interfering with like the buds and that, like, and it looks nice, which that does, then I don't actually really mind. It's like I could wire this out a little bit, but as I say, I'm trying to kind of work with what I've got and just clip and grow it. So I don't mind that as a bit of a crossing branch. It's fine, it's not interfering with these buds out here. If one day I get growth all the way back here, then maybe we move it, but until then I'm quite happy with that. So coming off this branch anyway, we've got, so it comes round, well first we've got this one. It's a bit tricky because there's some leaf scars way back here, but looking at them I'm kind of a bit reluctant to go back to them, so I think I might just take off to this set here, and then yeah, because I don't want, I've just got to be careful with these branches, you see. So we come along this one, we've kind of got a branch above the branch, which I don't mind. We have got a bud. We've got an old little stub, can clean out. And then we've got this one, which is growing back against the tree, annoyingly. But it's one of them. I have got others growing back, so I think I'm okay with that. So, and then the branch underneath it, we've got bud. Just want to clean out the tip of that way, and then we've got, take out the middle. Got a strong bud here and one coming this way. So that's that section. Okay, so then I might just zoom you in just a little bit. We're coming around to sort of this middle section where it gets a bit busier. Now, I'm just going to turn the tree to my front a bit because I really need to kind of see what's going on in here. It's pretty busy. Okay, so back down the branch. The next one up would be this, which, oh, this is tricky, this one. I don't know. Right. Right, let's prune it up. So we come up, our first section is here. We've got old stub. Is that a bud though there? Potentially. Right, we'll take out this bit here. So I've got 2 buds there that are growing this way. Right. And we need to do this bit. So we've come up this, we've come out, and clean up that middle if I can, just to remove that rubbish out the middle. Right, now we'll come back to here, and we've got an old stub, thicker one. Get in there, clean that out, and then we've got this, which is a bit weak. Well, it's a lot weaker than that, so I think we can leave that. Be better if they were a bit closer, but it doesn't matter too much, that. And then above it, we've got, let me see if I can move the camera and kind of show you. Oops, tripod's just collapsed. You see this? It's a bit awkward looking, isn't it? Now it should be like that, but it's kind of more flat. So I need to consider that, whether we get rid of one of them maybe or something. It's kind of a work. I'm kind of like thinking of the show, you see, as well, but I shouldn't really be thinking about that too much. It's just a club show. So if it's not perfect, it doesn't matter. I'm just kind of putting it in just to be, you know, partake. So if I'm not sure about things, I shouldn't worry too much, because it's not like it's going in the cocoa or something like that. It's just a bit of an awkward sort of transition, that really. Bit flat. I suppose it's probably similar to this. Let's have a look. I did put the camera back, didn't I, to focus on that, yeah. Okay, well, let's have a look. So we come out, we've got a bit of an old stub just here, so we'll just clean that out. Oh, bugger, that just flicked somewhere and I don't know where. We've got this branch coming out here. I think we'll just take the... do I want to take the tip out of it? I'll just leave that for now. We can take out that middle growth, like so, or stub, and then we've got this vigorous part, which leaf scar, and then we've got one way out here. I don't want my growth all the way at height, and especially not like in the apex, so I'm just going to take it back to that and hope that that leaf scar wakes up. Where are we now? Yeah, this is the apex, definitely. Okay, take out that whole bit there. We've got a vertical part here, which, let me just make sure we don't want the vertical part. Nah. So I'll take that vertical growth out. And then we've got a division to 2, the camera can see. We've actually got a little bit of stuff before that, so I'll just try and clean that out. If I can, just watch those leaf scars and buds. Okay, that's that. So we've got a division 1 to 2, so just prune the stub back. We've got leaf scar, so we'll go to that one, and then we've got leaf scar, oh, that's far back, isn't it, or far out, leaf scar, like so. Long growth that, isn't it? My feed and need tighter internodes than that, really. Something to work on next year. Okay, so then back and then into the second division. We've got a little stub in the middle from previous prune. Oops. And then we've got leaf scar. So to that one we go. Oh, that wasn't a good cut, was it? We're just neaten that up a little bit. There we go. And then on this one, we've got leaf scar. So we'll just go back to... I'm going to go back to the first one on this one because it's an upward pointing bud, so if I can get it to grow up there and curl around rather than being all the way out here and then left and right. So I'm going to take a risk on that one and go to there. So that kind of cleans that up. All I'm thinking here is to move the camera again, collapse the tripod. What I'm looking at now, where are we? So you can see the awkward bit there, but the bit I trimmed earlier on that was also a bit awkward looking here, the branch there is going right. See, that's actually touching there. So I'm thinking of actually getting rid of this one and just doing this one. Let's have a look at it from this side, see what I mean. Yeah, I'm gonna have to have a look at that. Let's just put the tripod back to here. So that's something I need to consider. I'm kind of considering that whole kind of apex, if you like, because I know I've got a bit of kind of ramification going on here, 1 to 2, but I don't like that, and I had that in mind before I pruned it up, but I thought, well, we'll just prune it and kind of see where we go, how it looks and how I feel about it. But if I'm honest, that section I'm not really liking. It's just an awkward flow. I'll come back. I'll do the other branches and I'll come back to it once I've done the others and they're all tidied up, and then I can sort of see the silhouette of the tree. Because actually, yeah, we'll come back to it. So, the next branch, so now we've done that one, is, well, we did that. There's a couple of like little buds in there. I don't think to, no, we can let them grow because it fills out here. Yeah, we'll leave that, this little sort of stump. Yeah, that's fine. Right, now we've got a new like branch here that's strong, getting thick. I wonder how long it takes for this kind of like brown growth to go to this old grey stuff. Be interested to see how many years that takes. I've got a stub in the middle. Just trying to get in there. Okay, that takes that out. And then we've got sort of top growth and bottom growth. Now, again, I think we'll take it back to here. So, and then the one below it. The one below it would actually be better if it was over here. But I ain't wiring you. We'll just go, again, we'll go back to that leaf scar there. Stop trying to get me to wire, I'm not doing it. Okay, so that does that branch. We've got this little one here that's kind of going back on itself. Ooh, just take out that little stump. We have got a bud there. So I think we'll leave that for now. Now back down the branch. Let's make sure the camera can see it quite well. Where are we? So I'm going to work on like here. Yeah, we've got a bit of an awkward bit here, to be honest. I'm not sure if it's needed. It's a bit of a, it's a bit too angled. It's clearly been wired before. It's like that. I'm not sure that that's needed. I would say not. I'll show you up close again. Can you see this kind of awkward looking branch? It's not really flowing like the rest of them, is it? And then it's just already resting on the branch behind it. So I think I'm going to do away with that, actually. Where are we there? So let me just have a look at the tree from the front. I need to make sure that if I remove that, it's not gonna, no, it makes no difference because it's behind this anyway. So I am going to take that branch straight off. Sorry, but you're just a bit of an awkward one. So that takes out that section just there. I'll just try, oh, it's so weird, this tree, how like it's got no leaves on it now, but it still smells. It's not a bad smell. Some people don't like it, but to me it literally smells like smoky bacon crisps. Or chips for you Americans. Right, so that cleans that out. Come round to this branch here that sort of swoops around the bar. That's very long. Blimey. It's about that long. And then the growth. Oh. That's a tricky one. Let me view the tree from the front. Where are we? Okay, so it adds a bit. Can't massively see it from the front, but it adds a lot to it. I wouldn't want to get rid of it. Alright, but before that we've got this little. No, we haven't. We're on this branch. Is that got a bud on it? Let's have a look. Oh, that's got buds on it there. Just no branch growth yet, so can't touch that bit. So we'll just take off this dead stub in this one. We'll leave that little branch there. So this back one, which is way out here, is getting pretty long, but we've got kind of some weaker buds there, so we'll leave the growth off of that. We've got basically one set of buds, so we'll have to leave that. And then we've got this set here. So if I just take that back to that, it's basically taking the tip bud off. So now we'll get some ramification on here, or the start of some ramification. A little stub in here. I'll just turn this tree round to the back. We've got a dead part under here. Well, it's green, but there's no buds, and then we've definitely got a tiny little dead stub there. Right, and then we've got leaf scar, so we'll just go back to that second one. Go back to the front. Yeah, so that flows nicely with that back branch now that we pruned up earlier. They both go on that angle, so that's good. Happy with that branch. And then, so that was that, and then all we've got then is this part above it. Okay, so we've got a tiny little stub we can nibble off. One, watch me buds, and one here, like so. Now this branch, let's have a look from the front. Excuse me. Oh, there's a lot of growth on this. Okay, so we come out, we come kind of across the tree again, which I don't mind. Our first branch is this, which really it just needs to be turned just a smidge like that. Just a smidge. So we've got a bud back here. We've got a bud here. We've got a bud that's now a branch here. It's quite weak overall. I think we'll just take basically the tip out like that. Okay, then the next branch comes along, it divides to two. So we've got this kind of starts to curve around and back. The leaf scars all over this one. Wow. So I think we'll go back to here. Like so. What's this here? A bud, that's good. It comes up a bit. We've got another like division off that. We've got, I think we'll go back to here on this one. No, we won't. We'll go further. We can go to that one. Like so. So now we've got left and right growth there. And then we've got this one, which, let me have a look at the profile of the tree. It's getting a bit out there, but it does match up with the branch below it. So up to now that's okay. So we'll just clean out a previous pruning stub. Come back to this set of leaf scars and this set of leaf scars, like so. Okay, and then also on that branch we've got another little branch back here that divides to two. We've got buds and buds, so we'll leave that. We've got a new bud here, which I think we might be able to go back to that and get rid of that branch, to be honest. We'll do that, because otherwise it's just growing over this one, so we can redirect it with that. So we'll take off that section there. Right, so up to now, that is the tree. Now, let's have a look. So as I say, so, oh, I can't get down there. There's the front marker. So this would be the front of the tree. Have I missed this branch? Okay. So I think I'm just going to go along the tree now and just have kind of a once over and decide if there's anything that I don't want to. I think I've missed a couple of branches there, you know, because there's some that are still really long. So we'll go back over the tree and we'll see where we're at. Right, so we'll go back over it now. Okay, so I'm going to face this to my front now, just so I can definitely see what's going on. So we've got our first branch comes out. We've got our new little bud pointing that way. We've got our new branch that we've wired there. And then we've got, so little buds, new branch we've wired, this one. We've got a lot of leaf scars. I'm wondering if I can go further back with this, to be honest. I think we'll go further back, so we'll take it to there, and then we've also got that division, it's got a bud on the end. Might just take that tip bud off of that. Okay, so that compacts that a little bit. Okay, so our next branch is kind of the back branch, so comes around, nice flow, nice movement, some taper. First branch, got leaf scars here. Got division 1 to 2. And then 1 to 2. That's fine. And then this branch comes out here. Leaf scar, so we've just gone back to 1 on them to see what happens. Come out here. Oh, my shoulder's aching. I've trapped a nerve or pulled it or something, but it's been agony for like couple of weeks now. It's aching like mad. We have got, well, we've got 2 buds there, so I'm thinking if we get rid of this undergrowth, I don't think we need it. We've got 2 new ones there, a bit further back. So yeah, I'm happy with that. This one's okay. It's a little vertical, but that's okay. And then I did press record, didn't I? Yep. We come out to this branch, nice movement here. This one was quite weak, but it's got a lot of new buds on it, so I'm quite optimistic for this little branch now. Just need to let it get some vigour into it. So 1, 2, 3, number 4 with this nice movement up to here. Excuse me, and then it really sort of gets caught with the wind, both pointing this way. So yeah, I'm happy with that. I might just shorten that just a little bit, you know. I'm happy with that. Our next branch, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got this one, which again goes to the wind. That's fine. Then we've got this big one. So we've got the branch that crosses. Yeah, it's just the internodes are a bit longer. I just wish they were tighter, but I'll have to change my feeding next year, I think, to go more kind of refinement rather than growth. Just to start building up twigginess rather than so. But yeah, so that's fine. Then we've got this one, which kind of, it does go back against everything, really. I can't, because I kind of want everything going that way, don't I? So I think I'm going to take that top one off. Like so. So now we've got a division 1 to 2. That internode is a bit long, but it is what it is. And then we've got these, so that's fine. The branch that it's crossing comes out, flows that way into the wind, that's fine. We've got our kind of, not a back branch, but one that's at the back. So our first division, we have got a bud in there. Don't really want to go back to that though, if I'm honest. I didn't prune this one, did I? This was the long one. So I have got a bud here. I think we can probably take this back, you know, to that, really shorten that. Definitely take that stub out, and then with this one, go back to there. So that really shortens that. Okay, and then we come out on this one, another one I didn't prune. We have what will be a division here, because there's a new bud. But then we come up, we flow around with the wind like we want. We can come back to there, and we will take this one back to there, like that. We've got, oh blimey, quite a few buds on there. How do we want to tackle this? top and bottom, need a bit of left and right. Okay, we'll take out this little stub, and then we'll just take the tip bud off. And then the second branch, we've got a new bud back there, we've got a little stub we can take out from last time, or shorten it. We've got a bit of an undergrowth bud there. Got a stub. Take that back to there. Take this one back to there. So it sorts out that. Then, this is the awkward bit. The apex. Just a bit awkward. I don't know. But we come out anyway. First division's here. We've got a new. I'm not going to keep that new set because it's going back that way anyway. So there's no point. It's not following the story of the tree. So you can see that section there. It's gone. Okay. I'm wondering if I can shorten it being the apex as well. We have got two strong buds back here. I'm wondering if to go back to that and eliminate this kind of top growth or whether it's even worth it. I suppose the rest of the tree's got a bit of height though, so yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I think I'll leave that. I'm just having a look. Top and bottom growth, it's the only thing. Or maybe I get rid of the bottom growth and keep the top one that's swooping up. I think I'll do that. So we'll take that back, that stub. So now we've just got this swoop. We have got this old branch here, and I'm thinking that might be worth going because it has got a bud on it, but it's going to go the opposite way to what we want it to go. So I think we might remove this. If we can get in there, we'll just leave a stub, a fairly good size stub. So get rid of that. That cleans that area out a bit better actually. Might even be that's probably a better apex than this. Back there. Yeah, I'm not keen on this whole section to be honest. It's all a bit awkward. I need to be sure though because that's quite a bit of growth to cut off. Let me have a look. It comes forward to you more having that. I just don't like that branch above it. Oh God, what do I do? Decisions. Do I just leave it just for now? I might even leave it and see what the thoughts are at the show. I'll ask a couple of people there and think and see what they think of it. Yeah, because if I get rid of it, the one that I was thinking of being the apex behind is kind of leaning away. And if I get rid of that, it kind of leaves a big space in the sort of middle of the tree on this side. So I think for now, it's kind of annoying me. It just doesn't flow right. There's just something about it. Well, I'm sorry this video is probably going on forever as usual. I'm just got to be really sure on these things. Do I take off this portion and keep that? I don't like that one. It's almost like an M shape. This portion's going back in towards there. Oh, that's a decision, that is a decision. The rest of it flows nice, but that particular bit is driving me nuts. I think to keep the flow of the tree going how I want, this portion needs to go. So I'm gonna lose a 1 to 2, a 1 to 2, and a 1 to 2 for this. So let me just show you again on camera what I'm what I'm thinking here. So we did this branch, which it's okay. It's a bit wide, but this one here is like an M shape. I'm thinking because it's like wind blown to the left, all that growth is back to the right. I know we've got growth over here to the right, but the idea is I'm trying to get it to swoop that way. I just feel like one being that kind of M shape and the growth being back, it just doesn't look right. So I think the best decision is get rid of that. We've got that new growth back there. I just think without it, it's not going to make that much of a difference to the tree, but I think it will improve it. I just feel like now I've spotted it, just putting the tripod back, it really stands out to me. And it's driving me nuts. As I say, I was thinking I could leave it and see what the guys think at the club. But I think in my head I've already decided, like, it's a shame to get rid of like the start of ramification, but it just doesn't flow right. So I'm gonna take that section off. So there we go. Big cut coming up, as Nigel would say. Ooh. So that takes that's little tree, that section out. Let me have a look. Oh, Kitty's up again. He's on the move. Do you know what? It gives a more triangular shape as well. It's kind of like this now, and then so I'm quite happy with that actually. This bit's not ideal. Alright, Binksy, you want to go out? Let me just let the kitten out. Right, he has actually gone out. He was asleep for a bit, but I think he wants to stretch his legs. Yeah, this bit, not ideal. I'm wondering if to get rid of that as well, actually, you know. Oh. Oh dear. Oh, that's another big cut. Do I need to do that? Oh, it's just... I don't like this because it's growing against everything. So that, for me, that needs to go, that's for sure. The problem with this, I like this, but it's growing over this. I don't want to get rid of that. I'm just gonna say leave that section for now, and then see how the branch develops, and then maybe get rid of that bottom bit. Oh, I hate taking off like more developed branches, you know, like the grey barkness to it. I'm just gonna leave that. I'm not bothered. I'm happy I've just done that M-shaped bit. Okay. So we've done that. We've got this new branch at the back. That's fine. We have got this stump here. We need to take back. Oh, what's the buds? What's the buds? Okay. That's that. Oh, what did that do? Okay. And then I'll just show you this as well. See, it's a little bit awkward because see how like this branch, where are we? Here. It's kind of like, it's not fused, but it's like right up against that. Doesn't massively bother me, but I know, you know, it's not like perfect sort of idea for a bonsai, but it doesn't actually bother me, so I'm not going to remove either of those branches. No chance. That would, like, the tree would go from having like upward growth to just being flat. There's not a chance I'd remove them. Doesn't bother me that much, or at all. I just know that it's not what the, you know, should be typical bonsai. So, but yeah. So we've done that. I'm happy with this now. We've done that. We've got this branch coming out here. Nice movement. Nice bark. Comes up. That's fine. That's fine. I might take this back. I might even take it back to that bud there, so we've not got all this long growth. Let me have a look from the front again. Yeah, I think that would be better. Come out, so the branch would grow here rather than, yeah, that makes sense. So we'll take that off. We have got this, which is a bit vertical, so I think we'll take that out as well. And then off that branch we've got this back section. Should probably take this growth off because it's growing again back against like the wind, so I'll take that out. And then just this branch underneath. Yeah. Hang on a minute. Okay, so just had a quick look again over the tree myself, just for a kind of a final third check over it, without being on camera, because I know the video is getting really long, and I don't know if these are a bit too long and a bit boring for people. But I'm not really editing the videos, I'm just taking you along with my sort of thought processes. I don't see the point in just like shortening everything. I'd rather just go along with it. So, but I think I'm happy with the tree now. I've took off a couple of bits that were going against the sort of windblown look, so markers there, as you can see. So this is the front. I can't get really low because I've got the tree on a tripod, which is the legs are extended. So let's just turn this tree round a bit, just so you can see it. So hopefully you can see like what's going on with it. I'll take you kind of above. Needs a bit of weeding, as I say, which I'll do, I think, tomorrow. I may moss it for the show, but it depends if I can get some moss. I know there's some outside, I just don't know if it's enough, and it's not very varied. But yeah, so I think I'm quite happy. Ooh, washing machine. Happy with that now. Yeah, it's a nice tree. It needs a little bit of work. The bits I took off were just like, yeah, there was a couple of bits that were facing like to the right, whereas now you can see everything bar maybe this, which the idea is to get that flowing left anyway. Everything, all those new twigs are facing like left, so the tree sort of, as you can see there, slants to the left. That windblown look. So yeah, I hope you liked this video. I know it was long, I do apologise for that. I didn't actually think it was going to be that long. I thought it was literally just going to be nipping twigs back, but it needed a bit of sorting out. So, but I'm quite happy with that now. Let me know what you think, or if there's anything that you notice that you take off or change. The time the video goes up will probably be after the club meeting, which is Tuesday. So this is basically how it's going to go in the show anyway, minus the weeds. I've got a couple of little tables I could probably try on. They're just on top of the kitchen cupboards up there, so I might give those a little go. I'll probably take you along to the show anyway and just do a quick video of all the trees that are in it. So, but yeah, I'll just take you in for a closer look just to show you what's going on. It looks like there's a bit of undercut on the base of the tree there, which is a shame, but it's nice. It's the nicest Musk Maple I've ever seen. That sounds kind of big-headed, but it is. You don't often see them. I've seen, what, 2 others, personally. So, yeah. Do you know, the tree, looking from it here, it could even look quite nice without this branch here. Changes the look now. No. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed that video. I will show you the tree when it's in the club show for the winter image, and I'll leave it there, guys. I won't bore you anymore, but yeah, even a little bit of wiring on this one. But yeah, I'll leave it there. Hope you enjoyed watching this one. I apologise again for it being a long one. But yeah, I'm gonna put the camera down now and make a cup of tea and actually have some tea / dinner. So yeah, I'll see you in the week to show you the trees at the show. Thanks for watching. See you later, everyone. Take care. Bye bye.